Bendición. Forgive the lighting. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it goes out. So I want to do something different, like always, trying to switch it up. I want to talk about historical figures. I'm very, very big on the study of the pillars and the pioneers of this religion we call La Regla de Ocha. So I'm going to start with one of the main pillars, and I have the picture. I'm going to put pictures up here, okay? So let's dive right in. Ma Monserrate Gonzalez Chango Batero, whose Yoruba name may be Apoto, not to be confused with another Santera who does also hail from Nigeria by the name of Nyabele Gonzalez Apoto Ochulaibo. Apoto Ochulaibo. So I don't know whether they were both named Apoto or one of their names got mixed up. I don't know. I'm just giving you the information. Ma Monserrate, born circa 1805 and died circa 1907. I've seen 1903, I've seen 1905, I've seen 1907, but we know for a fact that she was at least 100 years old when she died. Ma Monserrate is the godmother of Fermina Gomez. She is I believe the Yubona. She might be the godmother or the Yubona of another famous Santera, Josefa Herrera Echubi. Yes, Pepa Echubi, along with Yeñeto Loco, but I'm getting off track. Ma Monserrate is the great-grandmother of Oba Alfredo Calvo. He was an Oriate. He was made to Agayu. Obatero was his Ocha name. And these people that I'm naming, keep in mind, these are all individuals that I definitely look forward to doing videos on if you enjoy these historic videos. So Ma Monserrate is from Egbado. That's a region of Nigeria. You have different regions, the Egbado, the Oyo, the Yesha, the Arara. You have different regions or whatever. So Egbado. She is Egbado, also known as Egbado. She was a slave from Egbado, taken to Cuba, specifically to Regla in Havana. So Regla, so it's Havana. And then within Havana, like New York City, you have New York City, but then you have the Bronx, Brooklyn, and whatnot. So you have Havana, and she was taken to Regla, and she worked out of Regla. Regla was a huge slave port. There's a large black majority region to this day. Let's see. So this woman is a pillar of Ocha. She established the foundation of what we know as Asiento in Havana. Why? Now you would say, oh, well, I thought that was Efuche. You'd be right. But she was, Ma Monserrate was in Havana before Efuche. So she laid at least the groundwork. If Efuche is the one that decided the protocols, Ma Monserrate is the one that laid the foundation that yes, Ocha is possible. Why? Because in 1864, the crowning of Pepa Echubi took place. So that's laying a foundation of sorts, at the least. Let's see. So due to differences in opinion, and like always, I have my book to stay on track. Due to opinions of Ocha protocols with Efuche and Latuan, two other huge pillars that I can definitely do videos on, this created a split. I know there's a name of it in Spanish. I do not know it. The fracture between Efuche and Ma Monserrate. There's a fancy Spanish name. I don't know it. So there was a split. And even though Ma Monserrate was in Havana, we know she was in Havana before either of them. And to put this into context, Ma Monserrate, along with Nya Inez Yeñeto Loco, made the first recorded initiation to the daughter of Nyo Remigio Herrera, Onichango Adechina, as he's famously called, his daughter, Josefa Echubi. I already said that, in 1864. And we know that she moved to Matanzas by 1873. So between 1864 and 1873, there was about 9 years. I know I say about because there's no like true documentation. There are some news articles, there are some documentations, but you know, we're talking about a time where there's not like concrete stuff, at least about when she moved and who came here, who came there. So about 9 years of Monserrate being in Havana and working in Havana. Let's see. So about 9 years. Okay, so Efuche and Latuan demanded that Monserrate change and conform her Egbado style of Ocha, her Egbado style of initiation, into their Oyo style of Ocha, into their Oyo Chango-centric style of initiation. Even though Monserrate was initiated to Chango. But Egbado has a different style than the Oyo style of initiation. Not to say which one's correct, which one's more correct. They're both correct. But back then, if you can imagine, because now we look at it, well, you know, hey, whether you're Crown Chango in Matanzas through the lineage of Monserrate, or you're Crown Chango through the lineage of Efuche, either way, you got Chango in your head. Back then, it wasn't seen like that. It was, no, Efuche and Latuan are saying to Monserrate, you got to do things our way, because our way is the legitimate way and your way is not. Monserrate, she refused to conform to this style, and with the help of Adechina, her compadre, because she helped crown his daughter, Echubi, moved to Matanzas. With the help of Adechina, Monserrate moved to Matanzas, Cuba. What exact area? I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if there's. Okay, so the same way you have provinces within Havana, you have provinces in Matanzas. I believe like there's Jovellanos. There's provinces within Matanzas. What province Monserrate moved to? I do not know. I don't know the province. I know one called Jovellanos. I believe it's in Matanzas. Please correct me. But at least I know she's in Matanzas, that area of Cuba. Let's see. So, some say that there was back and forth witchcraft between Efuche Latuan as a team to Monserrate. Back and forth with brujeria. But in the end, Efuche became the absolute head of all Havana Ocha. Rumor says that there was witchcraft between the two parties, but according to the great-grandson of Monserrate, he says this in an interview, Alfredo Calvo Ibae, super-duper respected Obaoriate, said that his great-grandmother kept in mutual standing with them, with Efuche and with Latuan, and even attended each other's ceremonies. So what's true exactly? I don't know. That's what Alfredo himself said on camera in an interview. You take that as you will. Because what we have historically, what's been documented and researched by individuals like Willie Ramos, by individuals like John Mason, these historians, and what came out of essentially the horse's mouth, Alfredo Calvo, that's two different things, you know? So if they were super duper enemies, I guess why would they be attending each other's ceremonies? Which one's true, which one's not, I don't know. I'm just giving you the information. Continuing on. So what are Monserrate's contributions to Ocha? Well, first, she set the groundwork, the foundation of Ocha in Havana. Not just, like, she set the groundwork for Ocha in Cuba. Why? Because we know for a fact that we have the first documented case of an Ocha, Josefa Echubi, and that laid the groundwork. It's super duper important to keep that in mind. Even though Efuche she's like the queen of Havana. Nothing goes on without the okay from Efuche. But before her, there was Monserrate. And the fact that the first Ocha in Cuba, documented at least, maybe there was one in 1830, I don't know. But in 1864, the fact that we have the first Ocha in Cuba's history, a full initiation from beginning to end, take place in Havana, Monserrate, or Tero, has an influence in Havana Ocha. And I don't have it written here, but I want to say it before I forget. The styles between Monserrate and Efuche influenced each other. To what degree, I cannot say. I do not know completely, but we could say maybe the lavatorios, maybe the colors that were used, maybe the dilogun, the use of odu, the idea, the pataquis influenced each other because Monserrate was there before, Efuche came after. They're both super duper intelligent women, and they're gonna take, that's actually, aside from whether they were quote unquote enemies or not, Monserrate, I heard she does this. You know what? That actually makes sense. I want to incorporate that, and vice versa. We're going to see more of that, which actually takes place in the next one. Another influence that she had is that Monserrate, when she got to Havana, traded knowledge of the dilogun, of the shell readings and ceremony secrets that she knows of Egbado style Ocha. Traded secrets with the Arara. Traded secrets with the Arara, and the Arara, they work exclusively with the Fodun, but they exchange secrets, they exchange information. Monserrate gave information of Ocha, of Oricha, of shells of the Dilogun, and the Arara gave information of the secrets of Arara exclusive Fodun, like Asohano, Afra Echu Afra, like Nanu or Ananu, who's considered, some say, the sister or the wife of Asohano. Other Fodun like Nanaburuku, and possibly the secrets of how to crown Hevioso, or the secrets of Hevioso, i.e. Agayu. So there was an exchange of information. So if it were not for Monserrate, and keep in mind, I want to stress this, what I was saying earlier about the Efuche and Havana and Monserrate, and what they may have learned from each other. The fact that we have Asohano and everybody the name, Afra, Nanu, Nanaburuku, these are Fodun, these are Arara beings, Fodun. But now they are also Orisha that you can receive Havana style. And none of that would be possible without Monserrate and her getting those secrets from the Arara, making it Matanza style. And then eventually, I guess, it got transferred and brought over to Havana. And I'm sure there was some more implementations that are not in the Egbado Matanza style. Keep in mind, Havana, for the most part, is Oyo style, because Efuche and Latuan, they had that on lock and key of how things were done, Oyo style. Matanzas, for the most part, because there's more than just one lineage in Matanzas, but the biggest, most popular one, like I said, Egbado. So we got the secrets of those Orisha, and the Arara now have secrets of the Egbado Orisha. Let's see, what else? Monserrate is also credited with bringing the knowledge of certain other Orishas, like Odua, like Yegwa, like Bromu, Brosia, and Olokun. There are different lineages of Olokun. You have the Monserrate Olokun, the Matanzas Olokun, you have a Havana Olokun. But interestingly, when it comes to, so as far as I know, let me know if anybody knows, any more information. As far as I know, Odua, Yewa, Bromu, Brosia, those are exclusively Matanzas Orishas, meaning they were, Monserrate, she consecrated the first, and now we have it. But notice, you can receive Odua, Yewa, Bromu, Brosia in Havana, which means that things were transferred, things were learned in Matanzas and brought to Havana. So without her, even I would argue, even Havana Ocha would not be what it is today without the contributions of Monserrate, because she brought Asohano, or Babuluaye. Nobody knows Asohano. I say Asohano. She brought Babuluaye, Nanaburuku. She brought the family of the Fodun, as they know in Arara, Fodun. She brought it to herself, and that got brought to Havana somehow. And the secrets of Odua, Yewa, Bromu, Brosia, consecrated in Matanzas, and now we can get it in Havana. So I guess Latuan was taking notes and taking stuff from Matanzas and bringing it there. Let's see. So Apoto was her Yoruba name. And on her personal life, which I find super duper interesting, she was a slave on an unknown plantation, Monserrate, and seldom spoke of her life as a slave working in the fields. Very interesting. It's just a small little tidbit. I very much find it interesting, the personal lives of these santeros and santeras that I study. So let's see. So a story of Monserrate to end on. I want to set the stage a little bit. I need to talk about, in order to tell the story, I need to talk about Fermina Gomez. So the relationship between Fermina Gomez and Monserrate, how they met, the beginning of the relationship is not set in stone, as there are various takes as to how exactly these two met, whether they met, Fermina was a child or not. And I definitely have to do a video on Fermina Gomez. She is what Latuan is to Efuche, Fermina Gomez is to Monserrate. Fermina Gomez is the torch bearer of Monserrate. She is the protege of Monserrate. Okay, so this is from an excerpt, not word for word, but a lot of it is. I try to be as truthful to the text as what I saw. Book by Baba Frank, or Baba, I should say father, not Baba. Baba Frank Eyobe, in a book he has called Babalawo, The Secrets of Afro-Cuban Ifa. Wonderful book. I suggest you check it out. I want to give the man credit. So I have an excerpt from his book that tells an interesting story about Monserrate. Living in Matanzas was a powerful santero by the name of Nyo Jose Ikudaisi. For some, and it continues, for some unknown reason, Yemaya had somehow angered Nyo Jose, and he vowed he would have nothing to do with her. Fermina Gomez was to be initiated with this man, Nyo Jose, and because she came out to be a child of Yemaya, he made her to Ochun. The details of which, like I said, I can definitely do a video on Fermina Gomez, but this video is about Monserrate. Fast forward, Fermina Gomez eventually gets crowned. She gets crowned Ochun, and she seeks the aid of Monserrate. Which, in this case, it angered her padrino. In this story, her padrino was Nyo Jose. It angers Nyo Jose. From here ensued a battle of brujeria, no different than the one with the Efuche and Latuan. A battle between these two, and we know that somehow, so she lost the battle for Havana with Efuche and moved to Havana. I put personally, perhaps Olofin made it so because her pastures of blessing were in Matanzas and not in the city. Who knows? Continuing on. Nyo Jose, in the middle of the night, brought witchcraft, maybe a afoche, which is like powdered witchcraft, brought it to Monserrate's door at night. Maybe let's say it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I don't know. While Monserrate was dead asleep, her Chango mounts her, runs to the door to catch Nyo Jose red-handed. The accounts say that he fell as he ran in panic. Chango performed a ritual to remove the ogu, the witchcraft, left by Nyo Jose, and when Chango left Monserrate and the possession ended, she had to be informed by her neighbors, who I guess were woken up by the commotion, as to what happened, and Monserrate was furious. This war and witchcraft went on for months, until finally one day, Chango showed he had less patience than his daughter, Obatero, Monserrate. One day, Chango again possessed her, and grabbing a Edunara, a thunderstone, Chango stomped over and marched over to the house of Nyo Jose, went to his doorway, held up the thunderstone to the heavens, and began to chant Yoruba prayers and incantations to the heavens. The skies began to darken, and a huge thunderstorm erupted all over Matanzas on that day. Chango stomped off, and the spot that Chango was standing was struck by lightning shortly after. The next day, Nyo Jose Ikudaisi died mysteriously through unknown reasons. What's faked and what's faction and what's hyperbole, I do not know. But it's an interesting story in the life of a pillar of Ocha. And I want to add here that I think it's interesting that even though Efuche and Latuan won the fight for Havana, Monserrate was essentially kicked out of Havana. That out of the three, Efuche, Latuan, and Monserrate, the only surviving photos that we have of our pillars is Monserrate, Adechina, the man that helped her compadre, and her protege, Fermina Gomez. There is no visual evidence of the existence of Efuche or Latuan, or not even Latuan's protege, Obadi May. That's neither here nor there. I just find it interesting. I don't know. And I want to just add at the end, with the exception of Neo Jose, all these other people that I've mentioned, Genieto Loco, Nadechina, Latuan, Efuche, Alfredo Calvo, Fermina Gomez, a whole single video like this can indeed be done. Let me know in the comments below if you found this interesting. If you have any other information on Monserrate, any variances on what I've told, any new revelations about her. And I just find it super duper interesting, the history of these founders. Okay, so thank you for watching. Peace out.